Welcome to the Clarence-Rockland Guide. I'm Derrick Scott. This time around, we're showcasing people that give back to the community by volunteering, including one volunteer who is a volunteer plus. And I'll explain why in a moment. Want to take a second to welcome Desneiges Emond to the Clarence-Rockland Guide. Welcome.
Thank you.
Now, the reason why I say plus is because when we met before we started filming, we started talking about volunteering, and your husband said, volunteer? A long list. When did you start volunteering? Was it at a young age?
No. I worked, and when I quit work, I found I had a lot of time on my hands, and people were asking for volunteers. So I decided to join the Partage. So I volunteered there. The first job they gave me was treasurer. And then a couple of years later, I became the president. And I did that for a few years, my husband and I. And we worked, we never counted the hours. We just did whatever we had to do, like moving furniture and putting up shelves. And anyways, we did all kinds of stuff. And then we did that for about 9-10 years. And then I switched over to the food bank because the food bank was actually working with Le Partage when we started. And we decided to separate the two, but help each other anyways. So I've been with the food bank since 2004, and I'm trying to get somebody to replace me, but so far, no luck. But I have a nice group of people to work with, and it's fun. I enjoy it. And I don't know what I'd be doing if I wasn't doing that.
You've got to keep busy, right? Even when you stop working, you need to keep going.
Exactly.
And volunteering is a great way to keep busy, but also give back to your community.
Yeah.
And definitely those in need. Have you seen the need for the food bank in Bourget grow over the years?
Absolutely, yeah.
And why do you think that is?
Well, the rents are expensive in the city. People move to the small town, but there's not much work in a small town, so a lot of them need the food bank.
And what exactly do you do now at the food bank? Are you actively involved with placing items here, there, and everywhere, or do you just deal with the administration?
I do a little bit of both. Like I get phone calls, you know, like they ask what they need to come to the food bank, and what the hours are and all this stuff. And I also do groceries for the food bank. We stock the shelves, and any donations that comes through me, they call the food bank number, and that's where our donations come. We get bigger donations from Le Partage because they sustain us. They really do. And so, a couple of years ago, my husband used to go around in the fall and bring letters to different merchants, so that they would know that the food bank exists and we need money, and that helped a lot. And we even had the Centraide United Way helping us at one time, but we don't need them anymore. We are self-sustainable.
That's incredible, and you would probably agree that we live in a very generous community based on the fact that you continue to receive donations, whether it be food or cash donations, and you're self-sustaining. So that's incredible compared to when you think way back in the beginning, it probably wasn't like that.
No, we had to depend on a lot of people, and we did a lot of work getting the money. You know, we had to talk about it. People didn't know we had a food bank in Bourget. So yeah, we've been working a lot at that.
What does it feel like being a volunteer and giving back and seeing how your work is helping people out?
It feels good. It really feels good. And people appreciate it. You can tell, you know, we can feel that too. So that's good.
Have you noticed over the years, as society gets busier with things to do work-wise, some people working 2 or 3 jobs, that you're seeing less and less volunteers?
No, we don't see less volunteers, but the age group has changed. Like, I'm in the older age group. We're getting some younger people helping, which is good, because you need to have somebody to replace you when you're gone, you know?
That must be encouraging to see that the younger generation is getting involved in volunteering, because when you talk to other service clubs, associations, they're worried that their membership is dwindling and they're not getting younger active members, but you're seeing the opposite.
Well, in there, yes, in the food bank, but I'm president of the seniors club, and there you really see a decline. Like the older folks, well, some of them are dying or moving away, and we have a hard time getting young recruits, like from 50 years old to 60, like they think they're too young or too busy, you know?
Tell us more about your role with the Seniors Club. How long have you been active as a volunteer with the Seniors Club?
God, 1999?
So it's been a while.
Because I was working before, I didn't have time for that. But after I retired, I got involved with the Seniors Club, yeah. And it's fun.
Why the Seniors Club?
Because it's a social club. You can meet other people. I didn't know anybody in Bourget because I was working and never went out. But after I retired, well, I noticed, gee, there's a lot of people here that I could enjoy their company, and I do.
Don't you think in a way volunteering really is a win-win? You're giving back, but you also get the socializing aspect. And for a newcomer, especially to a small community, it can be tough meeting new people.
Yeah. And I noticed with the older people, they know everybody, and I say, no, I don't know that person, like, you know, because they've been living there all their life. We've only been there 44 years. So I don't know the old generation, like who was married to who and whose daughter is who. But anyway, I'm learning, it's fun.
The more you volunteer, the more you meet people, the more you learn.
And the more you volunteer, the more you're asked to volunteer. Because I also work for the church too. Like
to what capacity
well,
are you
it's mostly
involved?
cleaning up the church, like it's got to be maintained. So we do that too.
Desneiges, do you not find that maybe you're busier now as a volunteer than when you were working? You seem very busy, almost like a full-time volunteer at times.
Yeah, it is a full-time job. I carry the phone with me all the time in case somebody needs help, and yeah.
Could you ever give it up altogether?
I'd have a hard time doing that.
But as you mentioned, you are trying to back away a little bit, find replacements.
Yeah.
Is that to enjoy
some of the jobs?
Is that to enjoy life a bit more?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or maybe take on more volunteering?
I've been thinking of volunteering at the nursing home, but right now I really don't have time. Maybe later.
You don't have time?
No. I gotta keep some time for my husband too.
Well, yeah, exactly, exactly.
And I still have 2 children, so yeah.
So you and your husband, you're almost like a volunteering duo. You work well together?
Yes, we do.
What are your strengths and what are his strengths that make both of you a great team?
I don't know, really. Like, he's always willing to do anything. And, well, we both pretty well do the same. he always says I do too much, and I say he does too much, but we both work hard, so
So you're equal in a way.
pretty well.
Do you think you will be taking on maybe more volunteering down the road, or are you trying to slow down a bit?
Trying to slow down a little bit. Yeah.
And maybe prioritize on certain projects and certain causes that are important and near and dear to your heart?
Yeah. Probably family. Yeah.
Family's important to you?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
And you can still balance it well enough with the amount of volunteering that you do?
Oh, you have to. You just get organized.
I love that. Great advice.
You gotta, yeah. Because when I was working like 40, 44 hours a week sometimes, and I managed almost everything but the volunteering at that time. So now I don't know how I managed to do it, but I did.
Again, organizing your time, right?
Organizing. You have to be organized.
So obviously for people, and we often hear this from a number of people, whether it be the so-called older generation or the younger generation, I don't have time to volunteer. You're proof that you can always make time if you're organized and you've got a good support system behind you. You had talked about your family and obviously your husband. Having a good family, a good support system, do you not find that that gives you the drive and energy to keep going?
Yeah. Of course, we've always done volunteering. My husband used to coach when the kids were young. He used to coach baseball, hockey, whatever. Like, he was always there, and the whole family went to the ball game, and so it was a family thing, yeah. So we've always done some volunteering of one kind or another, you know.
What would you say to someone who is watching this now that may live in Bourget, anywhere in Clarence-Rockland, that's on the fence about volunteering? They're not sure if they're qualified. What would you say to them?
I would say try it. You'll know very soon if you like it or not. I would say try it.
And obviously, if they try it,
Then,
and if they don't like it, as you very well know, and as we've discovered, there's a number of organizations and places where you can volunteer.
sure, yeah. All kinds of places.
Well, we certainly do want to thank you for being on the Clarence-Rockland Guide and giving back to the community. And Desneiges Emond, we certainly hope that you actually find time to enjoy time with your family and certainly your husband, and enjoy life as a reward for giving back. So thank you very much.
Thank you.